Alright, there we are. I think that's working. Alright, we're a little bit late because had some issues with the stream. But don't worry, we can get this analysis done before market open. So first things first, well, delete these drawings from yesterday. What's still relevant? Irrelevant. Relevant. This I actually mentioned yesterday. I wanted to see a retracement into the discount of this range before going for all-time highs. But I did think that yesterday we would just go higher and take all-time highs anyway. But today it's kind of a difficult one because once I get like analysis going on here, I'll have a better idea. So we still do have these equal lows below with this large unfilled 15-minute fair value gap. In the H4, on the H4. Yeah. So on the H4 we have very clearly large gap here. Large bearish H4 fair value gap. There we are. And also this one here, but we closed below, but it did give a rejection. So we'll drag it across for future reference. You see what the daily did, because I don't remember there being a daily. Well, the daily inversed. Well, okay. Okay, I mean, usually daily inversion doesn't really mean much. We'll just see. We'll see. What's ES doing? ES didn't inverse. And technically, for this to be a full valid inversion on the daily, it would have had to have closed below this volume imbalance, which is the new day opening gap. Sorry, the new week opening gap. But it didn't. It closed inside, so it's not a full valid inversion. But we'll see. It closed out most of it, so obviously we have the closure above this one too. So we'll just have to see which one's more relevant, to be honest. Well, we'll mark out the previous day high. And the previous day low as well, since we might be range bound, but we do have news today, so there should be some nice volatility. Okay. So obviously we have this weekly gap. I've had this drawn for a little while, I think, since this big down move happened. That I was targeting on this move down. I wanted to see a rejection from here down lower to this weekly FVG. Obviously, we never got that. Yeah, that's the daily in the H4. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. Is this previous day and low, or is it? Yeah, it is. Excuse me. All right, done on the M15 here. We'll just drag these across until 10:30. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 10. New York time. Okay, so on the M15, what do I see? I see a gap here that we've body closed like in, like to the tick, really. So this is valid. We can mark this one out. And I also see a sweep of Asia low. Yeah. Did ES take this? ES did not take this low. So this is an SMT. And obviously we have some 50-minute inversion here, as well as this M15 gap above. So ideally, actually, I'd like to be bullish. We did come down and we did rebalance this range, which is what I wanted. And now we have SMT reacting off this H4. Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty nice for a long, really. We've got some nice resting liquidity, London high here, and some trendline liquidity. M15. Right. So let's mark out the M15 IFVG too. Is there an hourly gap? Oh, there is an hourly gap as well. Okay. Do like this if I do say so myself. Let's draw a range here. Not from there. Not from there. Looks like it's going to be this one. And it already looks like we're about to power through this. So, yeah, I like this for longs, honestly. It's rare that we get a nice pre-market setup like this. This is nice. It's M5. I like this. Or we might get some sort of manipulation in either direction. So 830, what did 830 do? 830 actually manipulated and then expanded. So we should really just see what's up. Let me just pull up my little cheat sheet here. We've got 2 minutes till market open, so we've got time. Okay, so we should see a 930 expansion. Yeah. So maybe we get a pullback into these M5s and then a nice lower time frame entry. Well, we'll see. Not about to rush into anything though, because we already technically had the setup, but we'll see. Depends if we come back down. Is there anything lower that we didn't fill? There's a BPR here, which I guess it could if it wanted to, but if it was going to do this, I'd assume it's going to come down lower. I don't think it would just react off of this. But we'll mark it out regardless. Right, so it's market open now. Let's drop down to the M1 and see what we get. You can see we've got some, there we are, there's expansion. By how much? Let's see. Rebalancing the new week opening, new day opening gap here. This purple long box. We swept some buy side. Well, let's see how this reacts off this M15 gap here. So we did sweep some buy side. If this wasn't so volatile, I'd actually like this for a short. Obviously not now because it's wicking, but if we got a closure here, well, the only problem is where would you target, you know? You're reacting off EQ of this large range that, you know, we're bullish. We could chop here in the new day opening gap, but we'll see. So there's the expansion following the 8:30 manipulation. So this was the 8:30 manipulation here. We got manipulated below this low, which gave us this SMT with Asia session low. And we do have equal lows below. We'll see what price does. I wouldn't mind a run further down after sweeping to buy side. Take out these equal lows. We'll see what we get. There's also some trendline liquidity here and the equal highs. Okay, so this could be a draw. This is a nice stack draw. If I'd have seen this earlier, perhaps I would have taken the M5 inversion. It's quite volatile though, so I feel like I'd be stressing. We've got equal highs. Quadruple equal highs actually. Apologise if you can hear my son. He's not feeling great. So it looks like we're leaving this M5 here and feel as a potential breakaway gap, which might mean that we don't get a setup today. Like I say, this was a nice 5-minute setup here. If we'd have just been on that a little bit shorter, we might have caught this. Although I don't like taking IFVG setups when the price closes above the high. I prefer it to be in the range. So say, for example, this one closed like a couple of ticks higher, maybe here, then that would have been perfect. Huge expansion. So I called that then, didn't I? I called that expansion. Usually when you get a manipulation at 8:30, you then get an expansion at 9:30. If anyone wants any more information on that, just drop a comment and I can potentially make a video about it. Go into a little bit more detail. Looks like we're about to take these equal highs. There they are. There's the equal highs swept. See how price reacts off of these, because we do have there's an inside the M15 gap. We've got 7 minutes until this next M15 close. But I am still bullish, so cycle to the H1 real quick. A small H1 gap. Yeah, remember we did get the huge H4 FEG that we're rejecting off. Let me just sorry, I apologize for keep switching charts. Mark out this high here. See, we could see a H4 inversion here. Which price just keep climbing and not give us an entry at all. So this was the 8:30 opening price that I called out here. So I said that 8:30, this opening price right here at the top of this candle, 8:30 manipulates, so basically sweeps some short-term liquidity. 9:30 expands. So what do we get? We got 8:30 sweep this low here, right there. Manipulation down. Manipulations take this liquidity here for basically a run higher. And then pre-market, we came back down again, rebalanced some sort of area. There's got to be some sort of PD ray down here. M2, M3, multiple imbalances. So this is when you know that price is balanced. This range here is completely balanced. There's no unfilled inefficiencies. This gives price free reign to then run higher for the 9:30 expansion. And if I'd have finished my analysis a little bit sooner, I would have caught this this 5-minute IFVG long. All the boxes were ticked. This would have been a great play. Could have targeted these equal highs. There's equal highs here on the M1, or you could actually have just left a runner all the way up for London. So I mean, That's going to be my target for today if we do get a retracement long on a lower time frame potentially. But if not, I'll know that I was right in reading price, and I'm not mad about that. It's good to know that your knowledge pays off. It's good to see it in action. But yeah, this was a valid M5 long. Yeah. I would like to definitely see some sort of retracement. I don't want to keep readjusting a fib like every time it keeps going up, but I'll just draw this out for now, and then when we start to see a reversal or something, I'll I'll draw a fib, and we'll see if we can get a retracement to EQ, potentially a unfilled inefficiency. I don't think this M5 is going to be a valid target for the inefficiency because it looks like a breakaway gap. We had price close above this IFEG. It left a volume imbalance here, right here. Price came down, tapped the volume imbalance, and then took off. So that's why you actually include the IFEG in the so that's why you actually include the volume imbalance in your drawings of the FVG, and not just two stacked FVGs on top of each other. You have to include the volume imbalance, and that's why you see this here. So these are breakaway gaps, but the volume imbalance counts towards the FVG. But it was the IFVG here that I'd marked, so that's why you'd mark this as an FVG. This is an inversion. And this is what you would have taken long if you'd have noticed what I noticed. Okay, so I'm going to draw the fib now. We may get a reversal, like a short-term rebalance EQ sort of reversal. Or we might have to wait until 10 a.m. Yeah, I don't love this for an IFEG short. Yeah, I just don't love this for the IFEG short. I know it's reacting off the H4, and I know we've swept some solid liquidity, especially with this low resistance liquidity run here. But I just can see price running higher. Now, if we were going to take that, we'd have to wait for the M5 really close below it, and yeah, that's just I'm not a fan of doing that really. And there you are, it automatically proved it wrong. I didn't realize the price was all the way over there. I need to readjust the chart view. Yeah. Like this is okay. Okay. I don't even know why I feel it's still drawn. It's not going to give us a reversal. We might have to wait until 10 a.m. here. Oh, this is one hell of of expansion, isn't it? There we are. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Going quite high in the range. We took the slow resistance liquidity run and we took the equal highs. We took these stacked highs from London. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze there. Anyway, so we have London high here. And we have this marked. Like, where else would your target be, you know? We already know that we're in premium of this range. But when you have such a strong reversal like this, we could be expected to run a little bit higher. Maybe even just, this is the complete reversal, but we'll see. Buy side liquidity here. And a 15-minute unfilled. It's the unfilled portion of the FVG here. And then after that, there's nothing. Like, your next target would be previous day high. This low resistance liquidity run should be, you know, price likes to run those in one go, as you can see. Price run these. Let me zoom in, see if we can get a better look at that. Yeah, well, but I mean, price run these stacked highs here. It should run London high too, to be honest. I don't see why it would stall here and leave London high intact. Oh, I had my microphone muted. Anyway, so this M5 setup that I marked out earlier, this would have been a 2.67R if you'd have targeted London high. This was a beautiful trade. It's a shame I didn't catch this earlier because I would have taken this 100%. We had all the confluences. We had the 9 AM reversal. We had everything. Sorry, the 9:30 reversal. We had everything. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. Let's see what 10 AM brings here. If we just keep going up, I'm not gonna call it. I don't think we'll find anything, to be honest. When we get such large expansions like this, when the market opens, it's usually a wrap for the day, especially if you don't get an entry long during the expansion. Oh, what an expansion. This whole trend line here just taken out all of this liquidity from London and Asian session, pre-market too. It's all engineered liquidity. Retracement, please. A retracement would be nice. I don't think we'd be able to get 50%, but at least if we could, fill some sort of higher time frame gap here. A lot of M5 gaps. I do not see price coming down here. There's no way. Maybe here, maybe we rebalance EQ if we do get the reversal, which I don't think we will, to be honest. Maybe a small one, but I think it stays in premium, to be honest, until like later in the session. Well, we'll be gone by then probably. So we have an M5 here, and also 5 here. Obviously, price hasn't closed this M5 yet, so it could be smaller. But we're just marking out zones in this leg that we could potentially react off of. Could potentially just stagnate as well, to be honest. It wouldn't surprise me. Just depends where you'd see the buy side objective as for right now anyway. And right now, to be honest, I don't really see any reason why we should reverse from here. I think price is probably going to continue now, running up to all-time highs. And if I was a swing trader, I'd probably buy some call options on this. It's just primed. It looks primed for a nice buy into all-time highs. But I'm not a swing trader. I trade the lower time frame. Imagine if you'd like caught that move, man. Like caught that M5 and you like held it. You just keep holding it all the way up to all-time highs. Like, that'd be crazy. So we've had news. News didn't really do anything, as you can see from the the candles. There's no news wicks. So we had PMI and CPI. PMI was like 10 minutes ago. We have any wicks? No, nothing. Just another big candle that blends in with the others. Okay, so 10 a.m. is coming up. We've got 4 minutes till 10 a.m. And then after 10 a.m. we have 10 minutes until the end of the macro. So ideally, I'd want to see 10 a.m. reversal as a retracement for its potential continuation long. Or if it's super pristine, but it'd have to be off this buy side with the 15-minute above an A+, and there'd have to be some sort of SMT there as well. It would. Yeah, let me just have a look at ES and see where ES is in terms of this high. Okay, so ES has actually already taken this high. Okay. I don't want to mark out the SMT yet. But yes, has already taken this high. So now if we get this inversion, so H4, we get this inversion here, which we did. It's quite risky. That's my only thing. It is quite a risky trade. But for a risky trade, you take it lower risk, right? Which is what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to take this lower risk. There's RAM M1 or anything that we can. I just want to see what price does here. Alright, I'm taking this lower.
Order filled.
I'm going to be pretty aggressive with the stop. We have a 30-second 30-second IFVG set up here. My hard stop will be at the high. And we're only going to be targeting some sort of retracement liquidity. We got a really bad fill on this, which I don't like. It looks like we might get, yeah, like I say. So I close above this IFVG and we close. That's just how it is. It keeps us from taking big losses. And with this, I'm actually only going to target a 2R because price has been so bullish. Like, we got such a bad fill, we're still down. So we're about to get stopped out here.
Order filled.
Well, there we are. That's unfortunate. It is what it is. The 30-second is still valid, strangely. Did I just cut that too early? There's no way I cut that short too early. Wow. You say my hard stop was up here. Wow, that is crazy. I cut that short too early. That's so irritating. And this would have been our break even too. Wow, dude. I can't believe that. I got jukes, man. This is a valid long though. Can't believe that. That's extremely infuriating. We were only targeting 2 hour as well. This was the trade, and we would have stopped to break even here. Now you see, if I was a newer trader or a beginner trader, what would I have done there? I would have seen, oh no, I closed my loss too early. I closed my trade too early. I cut the loss when I shouldn't have. Well, I would have re-entered, quite frankly. I would have re-entered the trade. So the fact that I didn't re-enter the trade, I think that proves that my psychology is there, and it's just a shame. I don't normally make mistakes like this, cutting the trade too early. Like the last second, price was all the way up here and then down, back below this IFEG. So, oh, dude, that's so annoying. Cry. Not gonna, but I could. Oh well. So I mean, it looks like we would have been stopped at break even anyway, but it still pains me that it was a loss. Yeah, I don't mind this for a long. I don't see any reason why price shouldn't continue here. It's yeah, it's got all of the confluences. I'm going to enter a small long position here.
Order filled.
Now, if we lose this too, I'm done. I'm not going to chase losses. I'm not going to try and trade this chop. I know I'm buying extremely high in the range, but I don't see a reason why price should come down here. We've had the 4-hour POV, so we had price come down mid-play at 10 a.m., sweep some liquidity, and then it gave us this 30-second IFEG long. I know it was originally short, but when we got an A+ long against our position like this, or original position, I automatically closed the position anyway, even if it was down deep in profit. And now it looks like we're going to get started. Okay, brilliant. I'm not making this mistake again. I'm not going to cut the loss until we do fully close underneath this IFEG. You watch, it's going to like just close inside and then come down. Yeah, I thought so. I'll tell you what, I'll compromise with price. Okay, the 15 seconds already closed below. There's no point in trying to wait for the 15-second there. Let me just see what this does. Damn, price wants us dead today. That's it.
Order filled.
I'm gonna turn off the charts here because I don't like this. Yeah, I know this long was in premium, but we took the low. We swept the low here. We took we took the low. We swept a. We swept. I can't even speak right now. Flabbergasted at the fact that we've just taken 2 consecutive losses there. That's a once in a blue moon for me. And the first one was a mistake too, so it's just like so annoying. But the second one, yeah, I mean, it was valid. The only thing that was against us, obviously, we had SMT here, but like, what are we reacting off? You know, we'll see. I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer, but if I'm gonna take anything else, it's gonna have to be pristine. Honestly, I'm not gonna put any more risk onto a trade that's not absolutely pristine. And those 2 losses that I took, they were low risk. So imagine if I'd have taken those normal 1% risk, I'd be down like grand. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I took those low risk anyway. I feel like my trade debate isn't updating like live. There, look, there's our balance. We're down $267 on today's session, which isn't great, but it's only 0.5%. For 2 losses, 0.5% loss isn't bad. So on trades that are like slightly, like kind of lower probability, like these ones, I took the 30-second long here and also the 30-second short. They weren't A plus because they hadn't rebalanced EQ of the range. They weren't like pristine A plus. They were technically an A plus, but they weren't a pristine A plus because they hadn't rebalanced EQ of the range. If we get all stars align, perfect setup like this M5 that we missed here, we would have gone heavy risk on here. And it looks like for some reason my trader base decided to. There we are. Sorted. Right, so inside this M5. I really thought that this was the H4 PO3, this candle here. I thought that we were gonna come down and basically shoot up, to be honest. Essentially a mistake to disregard the SMT. All mistakes that I will note down later in my trade log. I'm always refining and learning from previous mistakes. So this mistake I hadn't made before. Quoting the loss too early. I hadn't made this mistake before. So the way that I trade is we do, the close below the inversion signals the reversal. You go soft close above this IFEG here. And then hard stop at the high. So you put your actual stop loss here, but you close if it closes above here. So last second it looked like this was going to close above this IFEG, so I closed before it swept to stop. I should have just waited. The risk wasn't even that max, irritating to say the least, but it is what it is. And this long, it looked too good. Maybe too good to be true. And perhaps I should have waited for this M1 to close above. Maybe I jumped the gun. I'll also take note of that. Well, it is what it is. And we got the 10 a.m. reversal, like I said. I didn't play it right. I thought this was the reversal retracement, and then we get the continuation long. This week's been pretty tough on price action, really. Last week I had like 4 winning trades in a row, and this week's just been full of losses and break evens. To be honest, I've had one. Had a nice win yesterday, but that was after a break even. And then the day before that, the no news Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were brutal. I don't normally trade these, but I've been trading them for the live stream, to try and get the content and stuff. But I've got them in my notes as a red day that I shouldn't trade. Historically these days are bad for me. so I shouldn't be trying to take them anyway. See, this is a nice long. I like it, but I've already lost 2 today to a trade that I shouldn't have lost on. I do like this long. I'm gonna hot. This is where the mental comes in. I want to take this, so I'm gonna take it low risk. I just feel like we're so bullish.
Order filled.
Taking it low risk. Okay. I want to see price just run. I don't want to see any sort of fucking dilly dallying. I just want to see it go. Honestly. Like, this is dilly dallying. I do not want to see this. High time for a gap that we're reacting off. No, not really. I'm going to be pretty strict with my break even too. Okay, so this is what I've longed. The reason why I've longed this is because we're reacting off this M5 gap, and we swept liquidity. Swept minor buy side, minor sell side, but in like bullish order flow, when your target's higher, any liquidity sweep counts. And the fact that we swept the lower 5 minute, lower 3 minute here in this leg. I do just want to see price take off though. I don't want to see any consolidation. If we do, I'll close. Like this to me on the 30-second. This is really nice momentum. Yeah. Just staying in this range here now. Okay, I see how it is. This is the market's way of telling us that we should get off the charts, I think. That's what's going on here. Unless this is a huge wick. Because ES did take this low, so unless this is a really big wick, which I don't think it is, I think it's going to come down and take us out. There's no closure below the IFVG, so I couldn't close it. It's going to be a hard stop if it does, which it will. Are we closed below? Okay. I haven't exited my position yet. I will if we reject off this FVG though. S&T still stands. I want to see price aggressively close above this now. That's not what I want to see. Yeah, I'm closing.
Order filled.
Alright, well that's just unfortunate. Yeah, I think that's going to be my sign here to end the stream, I think. Alright. Thanks for watching if you did. I'll be back again tomorrow. Hopefully price action slightly better then.